For the past 18 months, famous faces have been lending their support to a photographic project to raise money for the Northern Ireland Children's Hospice. In this programme, we find out how it all came about and see just how far those who agreed to take part were prepared to go.
I just wanted a vehicle to do a series of celebrity-based portraits or high-profile people in Northern Ireland and get them all together. And we just thought it was a great way of doing that and raising money for a really worthy cause at the same time.
We're a regional service and we provide support to families throughout Northern Ireland. And I suppose the one thing that families who use our service have in common is at some point they've been given that awful diagnosis that their child's not expected to live into adulthood. Parents who use the service will say that they don't have any other service that they can rely on for ongoing day-to-day support with the care of their child.
The Children's Hospice is based in Newtownabbey. Its team also provide a valuable hospice at home service, which for many parents is their only break from the constant care their child needs. Hospice nurses such as Valerie Peacock become extensions of the family.
As a community nurse, my job every day is out and about visiting families with life-limited and life-threatened children to provide support and symptom management, and also to provide end-of-life care for children when they're requiring care in their own homes. I'm planning to do some visits. The first one that I'm going to do is to a family with a little boy called Jack who has a neuromuscular problem, and he has just recently got out of hospital.
Jack was born at 37 weeks, and they actually didn't give any hope for Jack at all. You know, they didn't expect him to survive. That was, quite hard to take in.
Jack has an undiagnosed neuromuscular disorder. We've been trying to get to the bottom of it, obviously, his last 4 years, but it's whatever he has is very rare.
Come on, we'll go and get your wee bits and pieces done.
We don't really know whether there's going to be a diagnosis or not.
In a family where there are children with a life-limiting condition, there are obviously stresses and strains for parents and for other siblings. So we try and go and provide support for the whole family. It's a privilege to visit at a time of their lives whenever it's one of the most difficult things that families can be going through. It's also very sad at times because obviously part of the job is that children that I'm caring for die.
3-year-old Jack needs 24-hour care as his condition is life-threatening. His dad, Ronan, built a special chair to give him independence and let him play with his older brothers. And both parents have been trained to use the new feeding tube Jack was recently given in hospital.
And the sight, is the sight healing up well?
Brilliant.
Has there been any improvement in his sleep pattern, do you think, yet?
Loads. We've actually had one full night's oversleep.
That is
all
brilliant.
night, so that's like the first night in 4 years.
4 years. One night's sleep in 4 years.
And the fact that he's here to fight it, that's a miracle on his behalf.
People who are in hospice know that the outlook is not good. The families know it, and the fact that it's so open, that everybody knows why there is a patient in hospice. You can tell it as it is. And so it means that you can get on with the caring.
It costs us $3 million a year to run the service, and of that $3 million we have to raise about $2.5 million ourselves through the public, through funding applications, through fundraising. People who know what we do and who understand what we do are hugely loyal to us and do all sorts of fundraising activities. So whether that's running a marathon or having a cake sale or doing a skydive, people have all sorts of creative ways of supporting us.
UTV cameraman Tommy Hassan decided to use his photographic skills to raise funds and awareness.
When we started this project, it was initially myself and my colleague Albert Kirk who gets a lot of celebrities on board. Albert knows a lot of people in the media. I have an idea. I want to do some celebrity photographs and I want to do a book, and every single penny go towards the hospice as a fundraiser. We've brought in people like Maria Moore, who's one of the UK's top film and TV makeup artists. We have a joiner, a guy called Phil Jarvis, who has been building all the sets for us. We have the likes of Ivan Little. So we have all these people that we've brought on board as a team. So I thought, let's try and get some Northern Ireland celebs and put them in situations where they wouldn't normally be in, and try and have a lot of fun with that. We'd mentioned the idea to Ivan, and we said, Ivan, you know what? Let's start with you. Let's make you the first photograph. And we said, well, you're an actor now, so let's do something a wee bit fesp, you know, a wee bit sort of lovey, you know. So we went with Alas Per York and knew him well. So we took him to an old rundown alley in East Belfast, an old brick wall, and we used that as a backdrop. But he hates the fact that we've done that because it's every other photo shoot we've done, there's a wee bit more glam involved. Ivan just, unfortunately, was the first one, and it was like a bit low key, but you know, it worked. It was a good photograph.
Even though I hadn't seen any of the pictures beforehand, because I was only the second person to do it, I was happy to leave it with Tommy because I knew that he was creative. I knew that he had some great ideas. The hardest thing for me at that point was, what am I going to wear? Because if this is going to be in a book and it's going to be kicking around for quite some time, I want to make sure that I've got the right outfit for it. So leaning back like that, you're using muscles that you normally wouldn't use because nobody sits like that.
And sometimes families can be quite tentative about using a hospice service. Even the name hospice can be terrifying. So a lot of that early work is around building that relationship, developing that understanding, helping people to understand what it is we actually offer.
We have to provide very clinical care. We try to focus that we provide that in a very relaxed, home-like environment, and that's what we strive to do. Each child has their own bedroom. Some of our rooms are en suite, so the child can have their own space and privacy if they want it.
Our role, I think, is very much about listening to the family, finding out what the family need, what they want, supporting them in that, supporting them to continue to care for the child in the way that they want to do that. We're there for the long haul with families.
So we have to really tailor what we do and what we provide to each set of circumstances. So that's really what we aim to do. Hello, how are you?
First of all, they'll not committed. They'll say, right, okay, what'll you do, you know? And we'll say, we'll give them the idea, and they'll go, all right, okay, yeah, all right, okay, different. Noel Thompson was one example where we had him stuffed and mounted on a wall with stuffed animals, and we told him the idea, and he just said, yeah, when do you need me?
We had to try and come up with a few ideas, and of course all my ideas were sporting ideas, and I was quickly instructed, it's nothing to do with sport, it has to be something different, you've got to do something that people don't really know about you. So eventually we came up with what we did. I have a great love of music, so I used to play the trumpet, so it was nice to be able to do something like that.
Debbie McAfee has 3 children. Her eldest, Jade, is 15 and has a condition called San Filippo.
Jade had done everything exactly what she was meant to do. She'd done her milestones, she walked and creaked and was saying all the first wee words she was meant to. And just to be told that your child is life limited in childhood and be lucky to reach her teenage years was just absolutely heart-wrenching. It's very difficult, very painful. And you did all the questioning why and everything else, but at the end of the day, her daddy and I had to be supportive of each other. We had to think of Jade, and you only get out of life what you put in. Things like jumping in the car and going to do the groceries, can't do that. It's a nice day, let's go for a walk on the beach. Not appropriate, can't do. It's just all those simple little things that normal families just, you pack up, you jump in the car, you go. We have to go by Jade's mood. Jade's syndrome comes in 3 parts. Jade is well into her 3rd part. Her daddy and I both know the road we're on. To keep pushing it away. You don't want to go there. I have to think for her. then there's only so much you can do. You can only do the pain relief and everything else. And if that doesn't work, then we're a very, very open and honest family. And the kids are aware of the road we're on. If Jade goes to hospice, we all go, we all stay. It's done as a family.
I like to go swimming because that's the time we get to go with Gigi or Jade into the pool and get to spend some family time.
I like the multi-sensory room and the swimming pool, the art room and the ball pool.
It's a chance for me to be mummy and not nurse mummy. I just get to hold her, nurse her, cuddle her, get into the swimming pool with her, have time out with the kids, have time out to myself. Where else would I go to get that? There isn't anywhere else. There only is the hospice.
I'd heard about it and I just really wanted to get involved because I just thought it was such a great idea. What about you?
Yeah, he came to me as well and he said, Frank, I want you to dress up as a character and I want to take your photograph. But he did say we have to dye your hair. And there was an opportunity for me to see what my hair looks like dyed without actually going to the barbers to do it.
Because it's been a long time
since I've had
it was
black
that
hair.
colour. Bit like myself.
They dyed it black and I realised instantly that I don't like my hair dyed. I was hoping it was going to be something I would really be like, and he came up with Hannibal Lecter. I have to admit, I haven't actually seen Silence of the Lambs.
I just think that is such a brilliant idea for you because you're a vegetarian and you don't drink. And Hannibal Lecter is a cannibal who washes his victims down with Chianti.
That's going to look great. That really is going to look great. It's a good look. It's a good look. Anyway, listen, I have to shoot on. I have a few things to do on it, but sure. Listen, catch you later on. See you there. Bye. Tommy!
Tommy and I were talking. Every time we bumped into each other, he said, well, can you think of anything? And we'd come up with the highwayman. And what would you hold up if you were a highwayman in Northern Ireland? And we just thought, a Pope fan.
What a Pope fan. What about Tommy?
Coming up, who went into battle to help the hospice and which was the most difficult shoot to set up?
To persuade the two of them to do something like that on the big three-wheeler trike outside Stormont, I would imagine took a lot of work.